Good morning, everyone. I didn't realize that it would go on so early. So I apologize if you guys have been waiting. I was doing my hair and makeup. So, welcome. I am so glad you're here. And I'll tell you what, and this is from the bottom of my heart. I have been so excited about hopping on and doing this video. I just couldn't wait. And I want to start out by saying this video is going to be very different than what you've seen on my channel. So kind of think of it as being separate than the content that you see on Pretty Over 50 on YouTube. The first thing I want to do is, can you tell me if you can hear me and see me? Can someone type in, a 5 by 5 or everything's good so that I'm sure that you are hearing me and seeing me? So Massachusetts, yes. Okay, good. Good morning. I am so glad you're here. And as you could see by the title, I want to make sure you guys are hearing me okay. Yes, yes, good. Oh, okay. As you can see by the title, it is very different from the content that you're used to seeing from me, but there's a reason. The first thing I want to do, and I want to tell you guys, don't even think about my channel when you think about this video because it's very, very different. And this is not scripted. I just knew that I wanted to talk with you guys about something. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to jump on and do a live. And that was literally 45 minutes ago. So this is not scripted. It's really going to be like you and I are having a conversation. If I misspeak or if I go back to make a point or this and that, that's because this is just really off the cuff. It's like we're having coffee. So think about that. And the first thing I want to do is say hello to everybody. I can't believe you're all here. I just didn't even realize I was going to do this until a few minutes ago. I just have a black screen. Okay, can everybody else see me? Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I'm going to run and get my glasses really quick because I only have my contact in and it's really hard for me to read the comments. Let me go get my glasses. I'll be right back. I promise. And that way, when I want to take a break and read the comments, because I think that you guys are going to have a lot of comments, I'll be able to do that. So hang on. Don't let anybody leave. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. I want to start out with a little story, and it is in relation to the title of this live. And this live says, calling all my woo woo gals. What's a woo woo gal? Well, if you are one, I think you know it. I have two girlfriends that I want to talk about today. One of them, if I offered to balance her chakras, she would scream and run out of the room. She wants nothing to do with anything like that. I have another girlfriend who's in regular contact with the Pleiadians. So clearly, very diverse interests for both these gals and very diverse belief systems. I treasure them both. And I'm not kidding you. I love them both. And I imagine both of them are watching and you guys know who you are. So, what I am saying is that wherever you are in your belief system, wherever you are in how you see the reality that we're living in right now, I am so supportive of you because I know for sure that wherever any of us are is exactly where we're supposed to be. Because Earth is a school, we're here learning, and wherever you are, that's the lesson that you're supposed to be learning. So don't feel like if this doesn't sound good to you, that you're somehow not welcome in my world, and you certainly are. I love and treasure both those girlfriends, and they are so valuable to me. And I appreciate each of them exactly where they are. The next thing I want to talk about is the planet and what's going on the planet. I think that we can probably all agree that there's some huge shifts going on the planet. There are changes, there are conflicts, There are issues. There's just a lot going on. And you would really have to be quite living in a cave to not know that there's just a huge shift going on Earth right now. And that's kind of the crux of what I want to talk about. I want to take a second and ask you if you could imagine living on an Earth where it was filled with cooperation and love and appreciation. And everyone woke up every morning so excited to start their day because what their day was filled with a creative outlet that really spoke to them and they couldn't wait to get at it for the day. And the big quantifier of a life was how excited you were about the work you were doing or the challenges that you were endeavoring in, and not how much money you were making. What if we had a world of cooperation and not competition? What if it wasn't a winner take all society? What if it was a cooperative environment that we all felt nurtured and loved and cared about, and that we really, really mattered, and what spoke to us really, really mattered? And this topic right here has been on my mind to do one of my little mini TED Talks. You know how I sit out on the front porch and I do a little mini TED Talk? That is the kind of world that I would love to live in. The kind of world where I don't have to worry about locking my door because I know I live in a civilization of everyone who is kind and considerate and respectful of other people, that you would never think that you have to defend or protect yourself. It's just it's a paradigm shift from the world that we're living in right now. And you might think, okay, well, to get to that new world, we have to put laws in and we have to cancel people and we have to censor people and we have to do all these things to make people do something different. And my thought is, what if everyone wanted to do the most loving, cooperative, kind thing at any given time, all the time? Because that is who they are, not because they're fearing repercussions, not because they're fearing incarceration, not because they're fearing being canceled or censored or this and that, but because kindness and cooperation and a belief that we are all one on this planet was the driving force. Imagine that. Now, one thing I want to say is some of you right now are going to be feeling really uncomfortable. I totally get that. This probably is not going to be for you, but wherever you are, oh my gosh, I so support you in that. So, what I am getting to is I have been called to do this clearly. I'm so excited about this. And what I'm going to be putting together is something very new and very different. And it's completely separate from my channel. And I am volunteering my time. I don't have any skin in this game. This is something I want to do because it's from the bottom of my heart. Now, the reason that I came upon this is I just saw a video this morning from Penny Kelly, a gal that I follow, and I have been following her for years. I have been a member of her Patreon channel since the very beginning. I think I was probably one of the first 2 or 3 members of her Patreon channel, and I have been following her ever since. She wrote a book just recently, and it's called The Revival. And what this is a handbook for the new earth and the new human. And I am very interested in putting together a group of women and men. If you're a man, you're welcome to join, and really working through this book together because I think there's power and strength when we connect. You know, like Jesus said, wherever one or more of you have gathered in my name. So if you believe in the power of energy and connectedness of humans, this might be for you. Now, this book is almost like a handbook, a workbook. I just got my copy a few weeks ago, and you actually can get this book in a PDF download from Penny's website or off of Amazon. I have both because it came out in PDF form first, and then the book was released on Amazon, and I wanted to hop right on it. What I'm thinking about doing, you guys, is a book club where we will work through this book together. Now, this is something very different than what I do on my channel. My channel is more lifestyle and beauty and that sort of thing for the over 50 women. But I know there are some of you that this is really going to speak to. How do I know that? Because you've messaged me or you've emailed me or you've put something in the comments below. And it's kind of one of those things. It's like when you know, you know, when you know there's more to be had from this life, from this planet, from this civilization, you know. So let me take a drink of water because I'm getting a little thirsty. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to put my glasses on in a minute and I'll read some of the comments and answer some questions as well. So based on statistics, and I know this, one thing that I have not shared on my channel is I am an avid researcher. I am a dedicated researcher, and I have been researching what is going on the planet probably anywhere from 3 to 7 hours a day for the past 3 years. I could literally give you a blow by blow breakdown of what has happened, who has done what contracts were in place, what agreements were in place, what is this, what is that, everything that's happened for the past 3 years. So there is a perspective that I have based on just a significant amount of research that really keeps me connected with where we are going as a civilization on this planet. That's why I am so interested in connecting with those of you for who this sounds good to, and to have a little book club about this book, because this book really lays out how do we get from competitive to cooperative? How do we get from seeking money to seeking fulfillment? How do we get from violence and wars to working through our problems so that it works for everyone? This is, as best as I've seen, a handbook to really transforming our civilization to a higher level. And in my opinion, we are at the crux. We are looking at a situation where we're either going to step into what I call a higher consciousness, or we're going to get, taken back down several rungs and start out, have to start all over again, which I would much rather prefer that we take that step into a higher consciousness. My idea about this book, and this book is wonderful. I have it linked down below. It is not an affiliate link. Nothing about this is in any way connected to my channel. This is me volunteering my time because I feel like I have an audience, and there might be maybe 1 or 2% of you that find this interesting and find it's something that you can do. And I think that that's one of the things that I have seen with my circle of friends is that we're seeing all this going on the planet, and we're lost not knowing what to do. We see things that don't work for all of us, that don't work for a civilization, that don't work for a society, and the hopelessness of not knowing what we could do to really make an impact. Well, this is something that I think I can do. And the reason I want to talk with you guys about it is I know there's some of you who this is really going to resonate with. And those are the ladies that I'm talking to you. If it doesn't sound good to you, don't worry about it. It's not your cup of tea. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So my idea is that we would do a book club, and I would do it on Zoom. And there are 12 chapters in the book. And I thought, and this is just all to be worked out with those of you who decide you want to join in, that we would meet maybe twice a month so that we can go through the whole book in 6 months. My idea as well is that it would be a very dynamic group. And what I mean by that is we may start out doing it one way, but find that another way would be better. But one thing I want to say to those of you who this sounds so good to, and you have been desperately seeking something you can do, this might be it. Because if we all raise our consciousness, if we all move from a spirit of competitiveness and seeking more money to a spirit of cooperation and seeking fulfillment, guess what? Our planet gets better. It gets cleaner. It gets more loving. It gets more functional. The systems that we have in place right now are old systems that we have outgrown as a civilization. And that's clear because not too much is working right now. Everybody's fighting about everything. There's tension in every arena. There are combats and conflicts and people arguing and this and that. And we have the power to create a different type of environment on this planet. And that's what I want to work towards. So, my idea is to meet a couple of times a month. We'll work through the book because it really does lay out very, very clearly. And Penny worked on this book for a long time, I know. How to raise your consciousness, how to become people who seek cooperation, who seek to support each other, who seek to love, who seek to live in honesty and truth. And that's really what I'm looking for. So, I'm trying to think if I've covered everything I wanted to cover. I talked about my girlfriends. I talked about if this sounds good to you, great. How do you know if is going to be for you? That's a good question. How do you know? The only person who can answer that is you. And I mean that. You really have to look in your heart and say, does this sound exciting? Can I not wait to jump in? And I know for me, when something comes into my life, if I'm not excited about it, I know it's not for me. If I'm excited about it, I know that's the next right step. And sometimes I will sit and imagine different things that I could be spending my energy on, and I will pick the one that sounds the most exciting, that sounds the juiciest, that sounds like I just can't wait to dive in. That's how you will know if this could be for you. So think about that. And if you are always seeking to grow yourself in a consciousness way, and I'm not talking about make more money or get a bigger house or a fancier car or this and that. If that's what you're interested in, I support you in that. We are all where we're at for a reason because we all need to be exactly where we are for us to grow. But if this sounds good to you, I hope that you will consider joining me. I don't want to be there by myself. So, this is my thought. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, send me an email at prettyover50 at gmail.com. Prettyover50 at gmail.com. I'll say it one more time, prettyover50 at gmail.com. And in the subject box, put book club. If you don't put book club, it's going to get lost. I'll tell you because my email inbox is a train wreck. I still am challenging myself to get better at my email inbox. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate email newsletter list for the gals that are interested in this. And we will have an initial Zoom meeting and talk about how we want to move forward with this whole program. This book club is not about me. It's not going to be about me. And as a matter of fact, I'm already thinking about trying to find a way so that we change moderators every week because I don't want it to be about me. This is not it. What I want it to be about is all of us working together to come up with ideas and concepts that will help us grow as a society because our consciousness creates our reality. You might be thinking, well, what good's a book club going to do? If we raise our consciousness and start exploring other ideas about how to run our society, how to run our civilizations, that impacts the timelines and the outcomes that we're going to be moving into. And every single one of you is going to become a beacon of a higher consciousness and a better way of living on the earth. And you're going to take that light and go out into the world and impact all the people in your sphere. And then those people are going to become a light and impact all the people in their sphere. So it's one of those kind of domino effects that by really working on what we want to create, we can impact the world around us. And like I said, this is something that I can do. And I hope that there are at least a few of you who will say, I can do this and I can make a little bit of a difference in my world and the people around me. So I hope that some of you find this interesting and exciting and the prospect of being involved something that you can't wait to do. So again, the book is The Revival. Am I here selling a book? No. This is not an affiliate link. This book is available on Penny's website at pennykelly.com. You can get a PDF download from her website, or you can order the book off of Amazon. This is not about selling a book, it's about raising consciousness and making a positive impact in our world. And by golly, have you seen the news lately? We could use a positive impact, that's for sure. Okay, I think that's mostly what I had to say. What I'm going to do now is put my glasses on and read some of the comments. Maybe some of you have questions. So I apologize for the reflection on my glasses. Love this woo-woo community is actually about love, and I think God would be totally okay with that. Yeah, I think God would be too. I think that's why we're here. Love is the answer. I mean, love is all there is. Everything else is just lessons. I'm here for you. Thanks for sharing and setting this up. The world's answers are in the Bible. Read it. Yes. Um, you are beautiful. Da, 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 da. Thanks for stepping up and reaching out for people in the community who do want to connect rather than others. Okay. Today, let it. Okay. Good. God is love. Nothing missing. I'm so excited for this. Wonderful. Okay. If you have any questions about this, please don't put it in the email you sent me because my email inbox is just overwhelming. What I thought I would do is we will have an initial Zoom meeting, all of us that want to be involved, and answer as many questions there as possible. I would love to say that I have time to answer everybody's questions in your individual emails, but I have so many emails I haven't even opened yet, and I know my limits. I know my email inbox is a train wreck and it probably will be forever. So I think that we'll be able to answer questions much better in a kickoff Zoom meeting. So if you're a woo-woo gal, if you've been looking for something like what can I do, hopefully this will spark you. If it sounds icky, if it sounds uncomfortable, if it sounds anything, then this is not for you. We'll, just pretend that, you didn't see it or whatever. But if this is for you, I hope that you will join me. Again, the email is prettyover50@gmail.com and just type in book club in the subject line. And I will probably leave this video up. Well, I'm going to leave the video up forever. It'll stay on the channel, but I will probably start emailing people in about 5 days. I'll give people about 5 days to catch the video and to watch it. And I'll probably put a little note in my Sunday newsletter email that goes out Sunday mornings. I'll put a little note about this as well. So we can get as good a group, maybe I hope there's a handful at least of you that are interested in this and we can move forward. So that's what I had to say today. I hope you're all doing well. October is probably going to be a pretty wild and crazy month around the planet, and keeping our energy and vibration high is really going to be important. So I want to thank you guys so much for hopping on and joining me at the spur of the moment on this Friday morning afternoon. I'm going to go run some errands now. I found a new organic restaurant and store a few miles away. So I'm going to go check that out this morning. So thank you again. Send me an email with book club in the subject matter if you're interested in joining in. I'll probably schedule the kickoff Zoom meeting for a couple of weeks from now, and we will talk about how we want to move forward, what we want to do, what our goals are, how we're going to manage it, that sort of thing. So thank you guys so much. And for the woo woo gals that want to join me, I'm so excited to connect with you and get to know you better on a more personal level. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun. All right. Take care. Love you all to pieces. And I will see you Sunday morning. I've got a fun video going up, but I hope to see you then. All righty. Take care, everyone. Bye now.